Alright, so what we did last time, we got wall building working, and a little guy will grab some wood, build that wall, and that's fine, he built that one, but then we got these ones, we've got no wood. So what we do now, we'll put a little order, let's go harvest some wood, and each of these guys should harvest, I think it's between like 5 and 15 wood. So 5 and 15 there. I've got no idea how much that is right now, because I've got no way to tell. But you see he puts some there, he puts some there, and he builds it, and he builds 2. And there's no way we got 20 and 20 because each one of these guys needs 20. So we've got a bit of debugging to do. But what we first need to do is make it so I can actually know what's going on. I need to be able to click on these guys and find out how much wood he's got. Click on these trees, click on the bit of dropped wood, find out what's there, click on these berries, find out how much is there. So in Rimworld, we've got a little panel down here that appears when you click on something, and it just gives you some basic information. So let's go and add that. So let's get to it. What I'm going to do is go to my UI, and I reckon we'll just put a panel here. Right now we've got our panel bottom, which is these buttons here. Our architect panel, which is the panel that opens up when we click on buttons. We're just going to add another one. Add a new panel. And I'll just call this, let's see, panel selected item. And we're going to use these anchors. So let's set these anchors. Now I don't want to do it by pixel. So I want the anchor points. And so the bottom, so I think it's 0.95. Yeah, 0.95 because these buttons take up 0.5 of the screen. For the right, let's go say 0.3 of the screen. It's probably too big. Let's make it 0.2. And I think the height, let's go down to 0.6 of the screen. A little bit big. 0.8. That should do. We might need to be bigger later when we have more info, but it's going to be pretty sparse to start off with. All right, now inside that, we're going to have 2 labels. And the first one is just going to be the item name. And for the layout, let's just move it 5 and 5 pixels away from the edge. And we'll call this label item name. And let's add another one. And this will tell us the amount. Label item amount. Let's just leave him there. I'm not going to put much proper layout in there now. I just need 2 basic text items there. We'll make it pretty later. So this one's just going to show a number, so it'll be something like that. So we'll have wood and there'll be 48 of them. All right, let's go and add a script to this. And yeah, we'll call it panel selected item, that's fine. Now what I want this to be able to do is we send it a message basically and go select item, send it an item, and it will go and set those 2 labels. But you know what, let's actually make this nice. Let's go func set item name. And that'll take a string, and then we'll just go get node, and it's label item name dot text equals item name. All right, we've broken that one out, and then one for the next guy. Func set item count. Item count. Now I'm not going to demand this one's an integer. Node label item amount. And we'll just pass that on the text equals, and we will force it to be a string in case I do put an integer in there. So item count. All right, now let's do a little test. Oh, sorry. So basically when you put an item through it, it'll go set item name, and it'll be item.name, and set item count, and it'll be item.count. And let's just call that at the start. Let's see, func ready, and let's say we just go set item name Bob. Let's do a little test and set item count 148. 38, sorry. All right. Let's see if that works. All right, Bob, 138. So that's working. These functions are working. Let's go to the UI and make it so we can actually go and click on stuff now. So let's go to our UI again, the main UI code. And so in our main process, we've got these different UI modes. So these are the separate modes we've got for when we're placing stuff, dragging shit out. Let's go and just go if current UI mode equals UI mode dot normal. Whoops. And we'll just go if we click basically, so let's steal this one here. If we click, now I need to make it so if you click and go over here and let go, that's not going to be a select. So it'll only select something if you click on it and release on it. So what we'll do is we'll use our old record where we clicked, and then when we release, if it's in the same spot, we'll call that an attempt to select. So let's say if start placing pos is equal to that same position. Let's go print. Well, let's just print that. We'll get a true or a false. And we'll see if that code works. So if I click and release in the same spot, it should give me a true. If I click and drag and then release, it should give me a false. Let's give it a go. Oh, okay. Vector 2 and vector R2. We can't compare them. Start placing pos. Oh, it's a vector 2. Okay, well, let's just wrap it in a vector 2i and solve that problem. So click and release, we got a true. Click, release, we got a false. That's working. All right, so what we do now is if that's true, we'll then check if there's an object under there. So we need to ask the terrain. So let's just change this print to an if. And let's go var item at pos, and let's go ask the terrain. So terrain dot get item at position. I don't think I've got a code for this yet. And we'll pass that same start placing pos. All right, so get item at position in terrain. So I've got one that gets items in a rectangle. So this will be really similar to that. So we just go, oh yeah, so it's just basically items, then give it the terrain pos, and it'll return a value. But we'll need to check if there's something actually there. So if items dot has terrain pos, then we'll return items number terrain pos. And if we don't have that, we'll go constructions dot has terrain pos, then we'll return constructions terrain pos, because I'm keeping constructions and items in a separate array at the moment. And otherwise, we'll just go return null, and that should work nicely. Let's see if it works. So I click on the wood, shows me the wood. I click here, shows me null. Click on the tree, shows me the tree. Let's drag out. Oh, I didn't like that. Oh, okay. So my UI does a thing where it closes all the menus at once to clear things. And my new panel doesn't have a close menus function. So let's put it in there. And it doesn't need to do anything yet. So let's put down our wall. So we click on berries, they're berries. Let's stop this guy, let him finish. All right, click on here. We've got a wall, click, you can see the wall there. And these are coming up as well as walls, good. So we're clicking on items now, fantastic. And not only are we clicking on items, but we're getting the item, where is it? Right here, and we can do stuff with it. So let's just go on item select, And let's break this out down here. All right, so we need to talk to this panel here. So let's just go get node panel, oops, panel selected item dot select item. All right, now we pass it over to this guy and he can do his thing. Select item. So actually I've already done it. Should work. Let's give him a go. All right, we click on nothing. Nothing has no item name. All right, let's fix that. So if item equals null, let's actually, if we do null, let's hide that panel. So set visible, I think it was, or else all right, so if we click on nothing, it should disappear now. And in fact, let's default it to that. Click on the wood, and there's 20 pieces, that's right. Berries, 20 pieces, click on something else, nothing happens, excellent. Let's draw some of these. Oh, didn't like that. Invalid, all right, so walls don't actually have a count. So items have count, walls don't have count. This was in my plan. I want count to work differently for these guys. For your piles of stuff, it's going to be just a number. But for these guys, what I want to display here is basically the requirements. So if it needs 20 wood, it's going to show 0 out of 20 wood. So wood 0 out of 20. So we're going to actually send back a little string. So let's do that. So let's make it an actual I've forgotten the word. Oh my God. It's a function, an actual function. It's bloody written there, function, get count. And if it's built, I don't want to display this. Do I have a function to check if it's built yet? Get requirements, no. I was doing it somewhere. So here, if build progress is bigger than 1, we're considering it built. So let's just add that to func is built. And that's a Boolean. Return build progress is greater than or equal to 1. And let's just go and splice him in there. And so if he's built, print, oops, return, and I guess just an empty string. Or else if he's not built, let's make a string. And there might be more than one requirement. So let's go for requirement in requirements. And for each one, we'll add to that string. And it's going to go, let's see, the requirement itself, which is a string. That is this string right here. Plus, let's have a colon. Plus, and then requirements. Whoops, what have I done? Plus requirements ready is what I want to do first. So that'll give me how much of it is already ready. Oh, and that'll have to be wrapped in a string because that's an integer. And then let's just go that, and then the actual requirements. And once again, that should be a string. And then at the end, I'm not 100% sure if this works in Godot. /n, that means go to the next line. So if we have 1 here, we print that, then it'll do the next one, and the next one, the next one. That's like pressing enter at the end. And then we'll, at the end of that loop, return string. All right, so get count, let's add this to our items as well. So go to the very top. And let's just add that here. And this one will just return its count. And so for this one, instead of going item.count, now we will go and call that. Let's give that a go. All right, that still works. Berry bush, there's one of them. Tree, there's one of them. The wood there's 20, the berries there's 20. Let's see if it works for our walls. And we've got 0 out of 20, 20 out of 20. Great, that's working. Fantastic. All right, now we can find out what's actually going wrong. So let's go and chop down a tree. And like I said, it should give me 5 to 15 wood here. And he's put it there. And he's gotten 20 wood. And there's no way he got 20 wood from that. You can see my tree, it drops between 5 and 15 wood. So something's going wrong. So the task is asking for the full amount. Let's go to the pawn AI. And I'm guessing it's happening when he's doing the final delivery, when he's delivering the requirements. He takes the item in his hand. No, it's probably when he picks it up. Yeah, check this out. When he picks it up, he's told to pick up 20. And he picks up 20 and adds that to the amount in his hand no matter what. Doesn't care how much was actually, yeah, doesn't care how much was actually in that pile. So what we need to do is go if inHand.count is less than the amount, then the amount is now inHand.count. So if there's only 5 there, the amount is now 5. So then we'll make the amount if the item.count. Yes, we're checking the item on the ground, then we're making a duplicate of it for our hand. We're resetting the stuff in our hand to be that amount, and then we've removed from the world that amount. That should work. And the only problem now will be, and I'll show you, let's go and make it so with our terrain. Let's drop, let's say, 5 wood instead of our normal 20, so not enough to build one wall. So this now is 5 wood. Let's put down a wall, and he'll grab it, it's gone. And we've got 5 wood here, but the task is gone. If I go and tell him to go and harvest a tree or 2, it's not actually going to do anything. Because when we place down this construction order, it adds 1 request for the wood, and once it's done, it's done. It didn't care that there wasn't enough. So we need to fix that. So I think if we go to the task manager, we've got the report item delivered. So when that's delivered, it's checking if it's got all the requirements. And if it's got all the requirements, then we're building it. What we need to do is also check does I had a method for this. Does need requirement. Yeah, so it's just checking if it needs this one thing, and then just checking if it needs that one thing. Does need requirement, and we can check, does it need this item that we just got? And if it does need it, then we'll make a new task, and we'll just steal this. Oh, not here. Where do I make it? Oh yeah, this one here. So this is where we generate a build delivery task. All right, what's going on? So target item, okay. Oh, so I'm usually using target items. Let's make sure I'm using target item. Then I make a requirement. And we're not saying requirement anymore. It's item.name, target item. All right, so what it's going to do now, if it got delivered, but he doesn't have all that he needs, he'll make a new task for the amount that he currently needs. Let's see if that works. So let's say I put down 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. That'll give me my full 20. And so now it should do the first one, then make a new task, then do that one, then make a new task, then do that one, then make a new task. And in the end, it should do it and build. Let's see. Got my 4 woods. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 20, and it builds. Beautiful. And so now if I just sort of go structure, build a few walls, he's not doing anything now because there's no wood. But if I go and harvest a bunch of this wood here, And I might just chuck this in fast forward and see how it goes. See, it's delivering bit by bit. I got 12 on this one, got 15, 6, 10. So it's not doing it intelligently. It's not collecting it all and doing this one first and this one next. It's just doing them in whatever the order the tasks are coming in. But that intelligent task delivering we'll do later. Because what I would want him to do now, when he's got to do these, is actually go and pick up as much as he can carry, and then go drop, 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 drop. But that's more of like a meta task management thing. He's delivering, yep. He's got 20. Look at him go. All right, so he's not doing it efficiently, but it's working now. All right, before I go, I want to do one more thing today, I think. Oh yeah, and it's not showing the number anymore once it's built. But right now when you click, it grabs the details and never updates it. So if he adds more wood, it doesn't update. So I just want to put that updating. And it might be a bit heavy. Probably not though. Let's just go func process delta. And what we'll do is just if, oh, okay. So we only know the item when it goes in. We need to record the item. So var target item is null. Target item equals item. And we'll just go if target item is not null. Select item target item. Bit dumb passing it through again, but it'll just update that count right there. I could just make it set the item count again, but later on if I have more changes, yeah, this is not the final UI anyway. I think it'll work for now. Let's just give it a go and see how it works. So I've got my 4 woods, put my wall here and click on it. It's got 0, it's got 5, 10, 15, 20. All right. You know what? One more thing I might do is add the little building percentage. Where can I put it? I don't really want to add another text to it. I might just do it after the wall, after the name. Yeah, nothing final here. I just wanted to show it for now, and I don't want to have it showing down here anymore. So let's go and, so for name, let's make that also be get name. So we need to add that to our item first. And that will just return for this one the name. And for our constructions, so if is built, we'll just return the name. Oops. Or else we'll return the name. And then I'm going to add a tab. And then I want to add in a percentage. Let's go string. And it's just going to be the build progress divided by, no, just multiplied by 100. And then let's add a percentage there. I might need to limit this, the amount of decimal places it's got, but let's check it first because I'll have to look up how to actually do that. All right, and same thing again. Let's make our wall 0%. Oh, I didn't put it. Oh, the tab didn't work. The building's working. All right, but yeah, I've got the huge percentages. So let's just go and, so the tab's not working. Let's add a few spaces. And how do we do this? Well, actually, I was about to look it up, but I realized I can just collapse this guy to an int. That'll do the trick. I don't really care which way it rounds. It's going to go through so quick. There we go. It's not pretty, but at least I have a bit more idea what's going on now. And I'm just going to get rid of this reporting here, which comes from the AI, I think. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We're printing the harvest progress, printing the build progress. So let's just pass on that. All right, so let's just do a bit of testing. Let's put up a massive wall. Let's do a bunch of harvesting. And you can see I've got a bit of everything. It's not doing it smartly. Oh, I just realized I should put a little selection thing. Let's do that. So I've already got one. Let's go to UI and let's see, when I'm drawing the rectangle, we've got the draw crosshair at cursor. In fact, I can just drop this in. On item select, draw crosshair at cursor. Let's just go check what that does. Does it at the mouse position, and let's see it do it. Select it. Okay, no, I don't want it to do it on nothing, only when we select on something. So let's fix that. So if item is not null, we'll do that. And I'll tell you what, item. Oh, yes. Let's just add this to our list of stuff that gets cancelled. And then I'll make sure when I right click, it deselects. Select, deselect, select, deselect. You click nothing, nothing happens. You click a tree, something happens. All right. Well, thanks a lot for hanging around, guys. I feel a lot better about this now. Just cleaning this up, making it a lot nicer. I'm not sure, then I might go and add some more features now, or else I might come back and keep working on this and make him, you know, grab up all the wood he can get and deliver it. I have to think about how that's actually going to work though. Didn't I turn this off? Oh, harvesting. It's not turned off for harvesting. I'll do that next. Actually, now that I think about it, I should show when we click on a tree how much is being harvested as well. But that's something we can do later. It's not super important. I think next time I'm working on something that I need to know about that, I can put it in. So he'll go and do all the little deliveries, and you can see the sort of random amounts, 15 there, 12, 10, 7. All right, I'm just gonna let this run and make sure it doesn't throw any errors. Right, thanks for hanging around, guys. I hope you got something out of this one, and I will see you next time, guys. Oh yeah, chuck something in the Patreon if you can. Be really appreciated. See ya.